Coach Lance here with CFSJ's Inside the Box. Whether you have tight times or tight spaces, we've got you covered. What you're about to follow along with is a 1-hour class shrunk into a 10-minute video. How do we do it? We create pause points, we write out equipment lists, and we give you substitution options to where there is zero thought on your part. So whether you have a hotel room, a hotel gym, or you're lucky enough to be outside, we're going to give you that great CFSJ feel when you're not at CFSJ. So let's take a look at the equipment list. Most of the times fairly minimal, and a lot of times you can substitute these things for things you have around your house, whether it be a water bottle or a filled up backpack. So let's go ahead and grab your phone, let's check out this equipment list, and let's get going. Every class, we're going to start off with 2 minutes of cardio. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a bike or a rower or a treadmill or the outside, let's go ahead and do 2 minutes of rowing or jogging or biking. If you don't have that, then let's start off with some jumping jacks, some step back burpees, some double unders, or some other method of your choice that you can do in the tight space that you're in. If you need a suggestion, let's go ahead and do step back burpees. The thing I love most about step back burpees is they hit everything at once. So instead of making this a dynamic, we're going to make this a very slow, grindy kind of movement, stepping back, engaging that plank on the way forward, driving those hips open, getting that nice hinge and that hamstring stretch, and working the plank and the push-up. By the time you've done about 15 of these, everything is ready. Now again, it's your choice, so let's go ahead and start those 2 minutes now. With the cardio out of the way, let's move on to our dynamic warm-up. Today's dynamic warm-up focuses on 4 main movements. First, the knee up ankle rotation. Balancing through the left leg, pulling that right knee up under its own power, working 5 rotations in each direction, really working that ankle open for good squat mechanics later. Next, we're going to work on piked calf stretch. Similar to a down dog. Let's not try to put too much force on those calves at the beginning. Hinging the hips, driving them to the sky, grounding the shoulders, pushing the hands through the floor, working the heels towards the ground, lengthening the calves. Next, we're going to go into a child's pose for the quadrupedal lat stretch. As soon as you're in a child's pose, let's go ahead and reach that right arm across the body, putting the outside of the hand, putting extreme pressure, feeling that stretch in the lat, giving a second or 2 pause before switching to the other side. We're going to go 10 total here. And lastly, still from that position, let's walk back into a plank, and we're going to go Spider-Man with a double twist. Driving the elbow down to the instep before turning the chest in and away from the knee. Go ahead and give me 10 total. Today's activation focuses on balancing through the hips. We're going to start off with 10 single leg floor touches. Let's go ahead and watch Coach Devin. This is a movement without weight, but looks similar to a single-legged Romanian deadlift. Trying to resist the urge to twist the hips open or close, keeping the shoulder blades back, hinging at the hips. Your first reps may not be your best reps. Be patient with this one. Next, we're going to go into 10 slow tempo air squats. All the proper squat mechanics apply. Pretending almost like you're doing a goblet squat, we're going to slowly pull ourselves. This is not a relaxation, but an active pull into the bottom. Each time you should be going just a little bit deeper, pushing the chest up just a little bit more. And last, we're going to go 10 prone scap activations. Laying face down, almost like you were going to do a Superman, but without taking the head or the chest off the ground. We're going to start with the hands behind the back, bending the elbows, and then pressing overhead. Give me 10. Now, as always, we're going to do 2 rounds of this. You can either rewind and follow along or pause, and we'll meet you at the next section. Today's strength involves the development of our Olympic weightlifting skills. We're going to be working predominantly on the clean with a clean complex. As we get into this, let's go ahead and follow along with Coach Devin with a standard clean warm-up. Now, you're either going to need a barbell, a dowel, or possibly even a strap. Just something that can get your hands thumbs distance from the hips, emulating a deadlift, a clean pull, and a front squat. Starting off, we're going to follow along with Coach with 3 clean deadlifts. The hips are going to go just a little bit lower than they would in a traditional deadlift, trying to keep the shoulders covering that bar until the last possible minute. Slow transition as the bar comes around the knees. Next, we're going to go into 3 clean high pulls. Next, we're going to go into 3 muscle cleans. We're going to shoot those elbows through as soon as the barbell passes our hips. It seems like we're doing this a little prematurely, but if you've ever had that sensation of the bar crashing on your chest, it's because the elbows aren't shooting through quick enough. From here, let's go ahead and reset our stance and give me 3 front squats. Next, we're going to go right back down to the mid shin, and we're going to add all that together with a power clean, slight pause in the catch, that's that partial squat, before continuing to ride that down into a front squat. And last, the full Monty, we're going to go 3 full cleans. From shin through hips, catching under the bar in a full squat. Now, if you need a little bit more, or if any of these things seem a little bit shaky, go ahead and give yourself at least 1 more round of this. Now that we feel thoroughly warmed up and our skill is set with that Olympic clean warm-up, let's move on to the skill complex. Today's skill complex is a 3-position clean plus dip pause. We're going to start from the high hang position, the mid hang position, and then go from the full clean. Each time, you're going to go with the full squat. There's no power to this. The idea is to build pulling strength, starting off with speed. If we were using weights, we probably would be limited compared to our normal clean on this one, so we're really working speed about getting under the bar. We're going to finish off those 3 positions with a dip pause, almost like we're preparing to do either a push jerk or a push press or a split jerk. Let's follow along with Coach Devin. He's starting at the hang position, up in the high hang, round those pockets, shoulder blades back. This is going to be your fastest movement because you have the shortest amount of time of travel to get under that bar. Now, without letting the bar go, he's going to reset, bring that bar back down to the mid, probably right above the knees. Now, without letting that barbell go, he's going to reset and bring that barbell down to the top of the knees for the mid hang. You have a little more travel, working the second pull a little harder here. Plenty of time to get under that bar. And lastly, he's going to reset, come down to the mid shin. For us, for him, he's got plates, so he's going to be on the ground. And he's going to be a little slower on that first pull, manipulating around the knee until he hits that mid-hang position, and then he's off to the races. As he finishes that last clean and stands, he is going to prepare for what's either going to be a push press, a push jerk, or a split jerk in that pause dip position. Turning those knees out, dipping again, trying to get his glutes active, just preparing the body for the next movement, which isn't going to come today. So again, every 2.5 minutes, we're going to do 3 positions of the clean, from the high hang, the mid hang, and from the ground. Full clean in each one of these, so 3 full squats, and then finishing off with a dip pause, imagining that you're about to do something like a jerk or a push press. Let's go ahead and set our timers for 2.5 minutes, and we're going to do 5 rounds. If you're lucky enough to have weights, go ahead and add some weights. If you're using a dowel, let's go ahead and double up these reps. So you'll do 2 high hangs, 2 mid hangs, 2 full cleans, and then we're going to go ahead and do 1 dip pause. All right, With that, let's go ahead and begin now, and I'll see you back at the next section. Today's WOD, Stir Crazy, is an interval-style Metcon. You're going to have 4 minutes to get a fair amount of work done, and whatever you have left over is rest. The idea is to push the work as hard as you can and give yourself as much time to regain the heart rate, get the cardiovascular system back in order, reset those muscles, and hit it just as hard for the next set. Our 4 movements for today are Goblet Squats, followed by Burpees, single arm power cleans, followed by Burpees. Let's look at these movements. Coach Devin demonstrating the Goblet Squat here, holding the dumbbell or kettlebell in a goblet style with the hands supporting underneath, almost reminiscent of a wall ball. Shoulder blades stay back, hips go below the point of the knees, core stays tight, driving through the heels coming out. As soon as you do those 10, we're going to go right into 10 burpees, and then followed by 6 single arm power cleans. These power cleans are going to be similar to our barbell Olympic cleans. We're going to keep our hips back, our shoulders covering the bar, making sure that we don't shoot that elbow through until the hips have extended. We're going to go 3 each arm, and then followed by 6 burpees. Once you finish those 32 movements, you've got rest. My suggestion is breathe deeply. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let the body oscillate just a little bit. A little bit of active recovery during this will keep blood going through those muscles while allowing the muscles to still recover. Now, let's go ahead and get our timer and let's set it for 4 minutes. This is a very straight ahead workout. You just have to stay on the time. If you're not finishing in about 50%, either consider going faster if you're kind of lollygagging a little bit, or maybe even dropping a rep of the burpees. But my suggestion is push as hard as you can. There are only 4 rounds of this. Now that we're set, let's go ahead and get our playlist started in 3, 2, 1,